Bieber and all this shit is they're just becoming sellouts for no reason. Like, I don't doubt that Justin Bieber is probably an okay singer, but like he's so much of a sellout right now that it's like I don't even you make me sick.
I mean, selling out is the term that it can be argued like what selling out is. Like, some people think that like selling out is not staying true to your musical roots just so that you can make money.
That's one version.
While others think that selling out is.
All right, let me rephrase that. I think that they're.
Let me finish. And so another opinion of selling out is like you keep doing the same thing because you know it makes you money. And I think One Direction and Justin Bieber are kind of. They could be considered in that category because they know how to make one type of music, and it seems to be working. They have fans, so they're going to keep making music because the product fixer isn't broken.
Right.
Bands like Fall Out Boy are seen as sellouts by a lot of people because if you listen to I mean, the Greatest Hits album is the best thing to listen to. If you listen to Die, because you can visibly hear
their change
because they group all their songs like in order of like when they released them and like the album that they were on. So if you listen to like stuff from Take This to Your Grave, you'll notice that Patrick's voice is completely different, and by the time he gets to Infinity on High, he's found his own unique way of communicating notes, and like their lyrics have reached a deeper level, and it's just a better experience. And as they've grown older, and you can even tell that in their lyrics. The stuff Pete Wentz writes now is not what he wrote 20 years ago. He's 20 anymore, you know, like he's not as angsty. He has a kid. He has 2 kids now. You know, he's kind of more mellowed out. Like, he's not
2 little Wentzes. And he's gone through some shit.
Yeah, he absolutely has. Obviously, life experience definitely informed the kind of stuff you're playing. But, I mean, anybody who makes it has a modicum of talent. Like, they can absolutely do. You know, they can either play an instrument that they say they can play. They have a good voice. What becomes the problem is that they're not given the time to really settle down and like write music.
Right.
They don't have, because like there's just a demand for it. And the record companies are like, oh, push this out, give me another album, And it's like if you let them cool down, you know, and like you let them write an album. There's a lot of great stuff on it, and then you give them like a year or two to promote that album, tour, and while they're there write another album, like in the span of like 2, give them like max like maybe like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get another album with the same level of quality.
Yeah.
Like, or better.
That's how it is with all the bands I listen to. Like
that's how
none of the metalcore bands I listen to put. Yeah, none of them put out.
Many other genres don't.
They put out like every 2 to 3 years. You're lucky if you get an album. You're lucky if you get like after an album releases like half a year to a year later. You're lucky if they like go back and like make a deluxe reissue of it with like a couple added songs. Like Memphis Mayfire just did that too. When I was in Roxton, my spring of my sophomore year, they released their album Unconditional. And in this summer, so almost 2 years later, no, when did I go? Yeah, almost 2 years later, they put out a deluxe reissue of it that has 2 new songs and 2 acoustics.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's another reason why, even though Kiss is like, the biggest band in the world, they're like, everybody knows Kiss, legendary classic rock band, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame finally, as they deserve, yada yada yada. They don't have fantastic songs. They did basically the same thing. There are so many Kiss. There's probably like over 30 or 40 Kiss albums, and there's probably like 1 hit on each of them. Besides, I think Detroit Rock City and like. I think Destroyer, which is the one with Detroit Rock City on it, is what I meant. Rock City. Destroyer, the album Destroyer.
Yeah, I know.
Destroyer, which is Detroit Rock City.
God of Thunder.
Yeah, God of Thunder, Detroit Rock City,
God
I think it has Do You Love Me? And a couple other ones that were like hits.
The spell you're
like,
under.
Other than that album, like other than Destroyer, like they never really had. They had songs that were big.
Yeah.
But they didn't have like albums that were great. And I mean, that's just how it is, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some good Kiss albums. Like I really like Asylum and Crazy Nights. I think those are fantastic albums. But like
then you get like bands that do that, and then you get a band like Disturbed, who back I don't know. I think I had to be in 8th grade maybe when Asylum had come out by them. Or I had to be in high school, but like they had wrote Asylum, and it was like whatever, you know, it was a really good album, and everyone who was a Disturbed fan loved it, and they toured, and then I remember I'm sitting at home, and my best friend starts texting me off the hook like, dude, you gotta call me right now, and I finally call him, and I'm like, what's wrong? You know, I'm thinking somebody's in the hospital, and he goes, Disturbed's gone on hiatus. And that was, I was a junior in high school, and what they did was, like, they all did, like, their own secret project, like, their own, not secret projects, they all did their own side projects, and, like, I listened to, David Dremmond's, I think is his name, or something like that, the lead singer of Disturbed, I listened to his side project, Device, and it was okay. Like, they had, like, one song that I thought was cool, but, like, other than that, I didn't really like it. While they're on, you know, on hiatus, they released they call it the Lost Children's, and it was like all the B-side tracks that like didn't cut it or whatever, which was cool. And then this, I don't know, like a month or two ago, they posted a music video for a new song, and in the link they were like, yeah, we're back, by the way. And they were like, we basically when we went on hiatus, we started writing this album in secret, and that was like, you know, at least 4 years ago. And the first single, and you know, the single they released off of it, it's really good. So like that album's probably gonna be like fucking amazing.
Taking hiatuses and taking breaks,
oh yeah,
and doing things.
but like I mean, no one saw that coming. But I feel like what's coming, what like the album that's gonna come out of that, I feel like it's gonna be the same thing that happened to Fall Out Boy. You know, they took a break after Folia.
Save Rock and Roll went #1. Save Rock and Roll and American Beauty, American Psycho were both #1 for a while.
Yeah, but like after Folia, whatever the fuck. Yeah, Folia Dua. Like that. After that, they were like, "Fuck, all right."
The English title is A Madness for Two.
All right. So they went into hiatus, and then out of nowhere, Save Rock and Roll happened, and Save Rock and Roll fucking killed it. And I feel like that's gonna be like this. That's, you know, something very similar to that is gonna happen with Disturbed, because
I mean, the same thing happened with Def Leppard. Like Def Leppard released Pyromania, which was fucking huge in 1982, I think, maybe, or maybe 81 or 82. That album was huge. It was like, you know, it had Rock Rock Till You Drop. It had Photograph, which was big. I mean, there was Rock of Ages, but like Photograph. I mean, like America loved Photograph. You know, they finally like broke it like overseas, like big with that song. And then, you know, you come out 4 years later and they still don't have an album out. You know, like they have nothing. They don't have anything going on. Oh no, I lied. I'm sorry. Pyromania came out in like 83 or 84.
You can't stop me!
Because Hysteria didn't come out until 1989. And when Hysteria came out, they were on tour for years during that album.
It's striking
In the interim, the drummer had lost his arm.
Yeah.
They were, you know, they went through so much, like, it was a crazy time. Like, tragedy kept striking, the album didn't go back. Lange wasn't going to work on it. He was working with other artists, and he was like, you know, you guys can handle this. And they went through a bunch of different producers, and it was a whole big, you know, big thing. And when the album came out, it wasn't that well received. Like, why did we wait this long? And then Mutt Lane cheers friggin', yeah, well, not the album, like they released like a single, you know, like they released Women,
Worry not, citizen. I'll save
which did all right.
Stop
but
it!
People weren't
Stop
like,
it!
oh,
I
yeah,
need to
like,
feel it all!
I got you up. No, I was down. I'm right behind you.
You can't make
So like, you know,
pain
Women was
scream from
there, and
down
that wasn't
there.
that big.
You're awesome. No,
But
you're awesome.
then they were like, oh man, they're
Badass.
like, you know, this album might not do too good because the single didn't. Screw this RPG loader, man. What a dick. I literally just stood up and it just downed me right away again. It's so freaking annoying.
Keep talking.
Death by rope.
Once I kill this friggin' thing, I got
Kill
this.
him.
You are 50% complete.
This hurts my
And
brain.
so Mutt Lane cheers friggin' Joe Elliott strumming.
I'm about to go.
guitar in the studio.
Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm about to go badass psycho mode. I've reached the end of the mania tree. Oh, I think it has a chance to spawn. Never mind. Continue.
Open your
Mutt Lane
veins!
hears Joe Elliott strumming on his guitar, and he hears him humming, and you know, singing this chorus that he's drummed up. And Mutt Lane is like, what is that? And Joe Elliott's like, oh, it's just something I've been working on. He's like, I didn't really think it was an album. And
Why
Mutt
did
Lane's
your
like, no,
blood stop
everybody get in the studio.
singing
What are those
sweet
chords? Show them to Steve and show them to Phil. And Steve and Phil were like, this is a rip. Like, you can work with this. And that song was Pour Some Sugar on Me. And when they put that on the album,
Pour some sugar on me.
it went so multi-platinum. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was insane. People bought that album just for that song, and then slowly, like every track on that record started becoming a hit.
Well, that was like.
Almost every single one.
Well, that happened, and you were telling me about this. That happened with Fall Out Boy when they were writing.
Yeah.
Take This to Your Grave. Patrick was writing Patrick was like writing Saturday, and their producer came in and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Actually, the song that I found out that I rewrote, him and Pete collaborated on Saturday, because a lot about Patrick's high school life. But the song that he actually wrote and didn't want to share was "Chicago Is So 2 Years Ago," which is actually it's actually not that well known a song.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Take This to Your Grave has a lot of like obscure tracks, like the opening song on that album is a song called "Tell That Nick You Just Made My List of Things to Do."
Oh, now I'm going super badass.
And I was like, damn, like that's a solid title.
No!
And they had lots of stuff like that. But yeah, their sound evolved. I mean,
Oh yeah, because they were like old school pop punk.
yeah. Well, the song that broke them and made them beyond popular was "Sugar We're Going Down."
Yo, yeah.
When "Sugar We're Going Down" came out, they fucking blew up. That song was huge. Because it was just something that a lot of young people could relate to, like especially the beginning, you know, like.
Yeah. Am I more than you bargained for?
Bargained for.
I'm willing to tell you anything you want to hear. Thanks for
The
leaving.
elevator without you. I thought you were on the elevator. I'm sorry. I didn't look at the map this time. I'll come back down and get you.
Caitlin said "Pour Some Sugar on Me" is such a great song. And there comes the thunder.
Legendary.
Pour some sugar on me.
In the name of love, dude. The beginning of that on like, nothing is as good as the original Hysteria edit of that song, because in the later versions they kind of cut it. But the beginning of that song is step inside, walk this way, you and me, babe. Hi, and it's awesome. It's like a perfect intro.
The fourth round of Hyperion Slaughter will be the hardest yet. Better check your gear.
I just need to buy ammo and also
Yeah.
buy my.
the dead when you can buy from me. I've always got new stuff. Check later.
But yeah, one of the cool things, and I don't know, I mean, people probably obviously know it now, but if you listen to Saturday, there's two parts in the song where Pat says "me and Pete."
Yeah.
And like when I told AJ about it, he was like, what? And I was like, dude, you gotta listen to like that last verse / chorus. And he's like, me and Pete in the wake of Saturday.
Yeah.